Hey guys, what's going on? It's David here from Genzio. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada for CES. RJ, just met RJ. How are you doing, RJ?
Excellent. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Day 3 CES. Vibes are high.
Good meetings.
Energy.
Lots of big deals.
Yeah, it's what it's all about. How's it been going for you?
Amazing. Some exciting stuff, A lot of real players out here, definitely not boring.
No, it's not boring. That's true. Yeah, it really is. I had mentioned it before. It's like that whole saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's not this case. We need everything that happens during this conference to translate to something outside of Vegas as well.
I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Support that goal.
Right. That's what it's all about. So let's take this time to introduce, what you're up to, your motive of being here and your project.
Fantastic. Yeah, appreciate the opportunity, guys. We're I've been in rewards for a long time. Was fortunate enough to be the patent holder. Had that for about 10 years, even though typically 20-year patent. Had submitted the idea of the patents early in '96 and had somebody who said, no, we own the patents, and they sued me.
Oh, no.
I said, okay, well, but we built the tech, so, why don't we partner up?
Yeah.
And basically got into that space. So love, loyalty, rewards, CRM, statistics, that's my background. And was brought on to a team for a company called WeSave Inc. That's mission is to help small mom and pop businesses with their software. Just kind of coming out there and, delivering some cool solutions.
Okay. And so what are some things that you guys do for these mom and pops?
Well, it's interesting because back in the early days, we were always kind of groundbreaking tech, pushing the limit on something new. Today, I don't do that. I do boring. Not Elon's boring, but boring, like just revenue, boring statistics, boring success.
But it's important stuff.
Yeah? Yeah, stuff that the average little mom and pop merchant doesn't have the ability to do. Let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
What percentage of commerce is e-commerce? I mean, e-commerce, the whole show,
I'm
right?
guessing.
E-commerce is giant, right?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either going to be real high or real low. Ooh. I'm going to say 80%.
Wow. No.
Like 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's 15%. During COVID, it went up to 16%.
Wow.
Now, Amazon controls 40% of that, right? So that's a big amount. But you're looking at a game where e-commerce, right, is only a small segment of total commerce. So there's a whole bunch of little businesses that were been left out of the game, not really taking advantage of what's possible, digital and marketing and SEO, etc. Not even understanding it. And most people don't believe it because everyone assumes, e-commerce is everything, right? But ultimately, even back in the day, I'm old, I guess, I'm 54, and I had the opportunity to play with Visa and the early debit card stuff. And back in the day, 96, the question was how many people accept credit cards? And at that time, it was only 30% of the market. McDonald's wasn't doing it. National brands weren't doing it. And so there was a giant opportunity there. Today, that same opportunity is helping small business where only 15% of the market does e-commerce. Crazy, right? And so we want to serve that giant market. We want to take and help those guys. The same way Airbnb said, okay, let's go help somebody rent their house, rent their cabin, rent their room, right?
Yeah.
We want to take and do that for the mom and pop businesses. Where Chipotle spends millions of dollars taking in doing their tech, and every national franchise spends millions of dollars in tech, that mom and pop merchant can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And we care about those mom and pop merchants, those small merchants, because if they die, they pay a giant percentage of our taxes on our community, our business. They do employment. They're over 50% of the total employment in your city.
Yeah.
And so you don't want those little guys to die.
Indirectly, it affects all of us.
So bad. So serious. Farm to table is a passion. People love it. But this is more important. This is more important because your town, your community, all your favorite stores, all your favorite restaurants, all your favorite little shops are at risk of dying, and we got to help them.
Yeah, yeah. They're your little hole in the walls, right?
That's right.
That's what it's all about. You know, like I had mentioned to you before this, I don't live in the States currently at the moment, and fortunately where I do live, there are a lot of these mom and pop shops that I truly, enjoy. I have my little secret spots that I like, right?
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person that likes to hide anything, but I do know the ones that I like, the little ones, and I love to go to support them. Whereas I could go to a McDonald's or Starbucks,
Yeah.
and and I see the value in going to the other ones as
Yeah, the national brands are brilliant, right? They
Of course.
understand the patterns. They took and did a business model and said, hey, do this twice, do this 100 times, right?
Yeah.
This is the way to succeed as a business. But I don't know that we love the national brands as part of our quality of life, right? The quality of life is going and finding that weird coffee shop,
right.
the weird Mexican burrito shop,
Yeah.
and those things in town. The best little clothing shop. I ran into some beautiful women today who were basically, proud of their clothes that they bought. And where do they buy it? They didn't buy it from a national brand. They found it in their little special, shop in town. And we got to protect those guys.
Yeah.
If we let the world go with the pattern that we have today, which is China products delivered to us directly, very convenient, very affordable, right?
Yeah.
Then basically you have a beautiful warehouse, 100 million thousand square feet in your neighborhood with drones dropping off products. And that's not a pretty lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of makes me think of like, all right, everything is art, right? Art is in the eye of the viewer, right?
Yeah.
And not to say that all of these big brands and big companies are not producing art for some people's, perspective, but these mom and pops, right, they started from the idea that they had, and then the strength and efforts that they put into getting it to where it was or where it is, and developing and creating, whether it be food, clothes, or anything. Really, it's all art, and it's to be respected and appreciated.
Yeah.
And I think that these smaller, you can appreciate it more, right, because of that backstory behind it. And normally, too, if you're lucky, you get to know the owners, too, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And then that even enhances your experience while being there.
Sure, sure. And I studied in college Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And, the culture just loves their delivery of quality. They sit there and they take generations to learn how to deliver a product, whether it's a ramen soup or it's a type of coal that you buy from them.
Yeah.
Where they've had 3 generations of people who have loved their product and delivered their product. We have a similar situation over here in America where somebody is passionate about their product, their company, their mission to succeed as a small business in town. And we want to protect those guys. We want to take and not do some new hard technology. We just want to say, hey, you know what? Those things that all those big national brands are doing, we can do that for you. Come on in. We're way more affordable than the big nationals.
Yeah. And our quality is, the quality is better.
Well, their quality is better.
Yeah, their quality is better, yeah.
All I'm doing is making sure that they have the industry expectations of software.
Okay.
Right? Maybe it's an easy ability to participate in a store. Maybe it's the easy ability to take and promote a product. But if you go with that very famous e-commerce store online, right, who has millions of merchants, they sit there and they say, hey, now go promote yourself.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah.
What? I'm a little pebble of sand, not on one beach, but a million beaches, right?
Yeah.
Come on. But guess what? They have you as the audience that they can pay for the SEO, for the great marketing, etc. You've basically guaranteed them revenues, right? We're not that. We're like, okay, Google believes in platforms.
Yeah.
Google supports if you go through all the statistical platforms that succeeded, whether it's Airbnb, whether it's Uber or Yelp, etc., it's about platform. Now, guess what? YouTube wins, right? Who owns YouTube?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the model you want to be in. A lot of my merchants ask me the question, should I keep my own website? And I go, I don't know, that's your call. If you understand SEO and you understand Google rules and algorithms that are there, really the answer is no.
Yeah.
But, do it for now. Let's test it out together and let's help each other out. Let's see if we can get you out there and help you succeed as a small business.
Okay. Cool, man. I really like this a lot. I really do. I'm someone that can appreciate this, you know? I played baseball for a while, and there's nothing better than the craftsmanship of the glove, right?
Right.
And you mentioned Japan, right? The Japanese, their leather work is amazing because they pay attention to detail, right? And that's not something you can mass produce,
Right.
right? That's why gloves aren't cheap. Good ones aren't, you
Right.
know? So yeah, it's something I can appreciate. Now, I can sense this passion that you have for about this. Do you have any backstory behind, a mom and pop, or do you got anything, history with something like this?
We came up with the early rewards programs,
Oh,
right?
okay.
We got into and owned the patents on rewards for many years back. They're expired now, but many years.
Yeah.
And so we were always about taking and figuring out how to incentivize the customer to be happy with the business and really create a loyalty relationship between small business and customer, right? We tried to do it with the bigs.
Mm-hmm.
We did do it with the bigs,
Yeah.
but they always kind of made it into an alternative product. They
Yeah.
made millions and hundreds of millions of dollars off of it, but we were more about the kind of that small, local, helping out.
Mm-hmm.
The merchants survive, right?
Yeah.
And play that game. So had some opportunities, had some exits that were beautiful, good for me. So kind of part of the reasons, a little unique opportunity with our company. By the way, we didn't say the brand, it's WeSave.
Yeah.
WeSave. But one thing that we're doing a little different that differentiates us is that we said we'd like that small business to own a piece of the platform, of the vision of the exit.
Yep.
Right? So if we all had an opportunity to own Airbnb when it came out, right, and had that entry-level stock position, right, you do well for that financially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the story at Airbnb was, oh, you can't compete against Hilton, you can't compete against Marriott, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're serving a small audience, the masses, really. Right? You're serving that's not going to work, was the story back then. Well, what's their valuation today?
I'll tell you right now, we're staying in an Airbnb.
There you go.
Yeah.
This place here.
Yeah.
The bookings they book more than Hilton and Marriott together.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the natural evolution of that. And unfortunately, with Airbnb, we, as all the little businesses in our houses, didn't get to own equity at that early entry stage, and we're giving the merchant business-owned, member-owned platform.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Is there anything or any projects similar to you guys?
Well, I don't want to help any companies promote themselves.
Well, yeah, maybe don't, but really where I wanted to go with that is what separates you guys. But I mean, I've just never really heard of something like this, and I really like it. So I'm curious.
We're a marketplace.
Yeah.
So there's marketplaces. People know those brands. You see the marketplaces, but nobody's
with this intention. It seems
nobody's volunteering the ownership.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody's saying, "Hey, you know what? Community owned. Let's protect the little business and let's let them." So obviously, the small merchants that come in early, that join the program and take advantage of the solution, are going to win more than the guys that come in 5 years from now. But that's okay. Everybody gets their piece. They get to own the piece of their pie and win together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. So what does the future look like for WeSave?
Gosh, when you go through the Excel documents, it's pretty exciting.
Oh.
We don't want to sell out to some companies out there. We would like to stay into the game for a long time, and serve. And I think that my last name is Stewart.
Okay.
So, it was interesting. Some people live their name, live their personalities. And so, to me, I'm a steward of service and
I love that.
and helping, so we think that there's definitely some exciting opportunity on the exits. There's definitely exciting opportunity on valuations, and the revenues are staggering. Now, the big companies are charging roughly 30%, right, to play, to be able to. The marketplaces roughly charge 30%. Okay. And our game is that we're only playing at a 10% model. 10% of when we drive the traffic, et cetera, that's the base cost to the merchants. Now consider there's these little companies you might have heard of, MasterCard and Visa.
Yeah.
Their average is about 1.5 to 2%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they did well with that, and so you know, in our model at 10%, it's a pretty big opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So where can we follow you guys to keep up to date with WeSave and to kind of see, you know, what you guys are up to in the future?
I guess LinkedIn's probably our best account
Okay.
on that, but I think we're on Twitter and Facebook. And, you know, one of the places to, if you want to just jump in and grab your piece of ownership is WeSave.com/about-WeSave. You know,
WeSave.com.
Yeah, the platform is WeSave.com,
Mm-hmm.
and then the story behind ownership is about WeSave. And so we are approved with the, you know, D. So any of the kind of the investors that want to come in that are, you know, more qualified, they want to play big.
Yeah.
There's opportunities there. But we gave, you know, kind of the small merchants the opportunity to play in those kind of big levels too. So so that's the Reg CF and the Reg A plus.
Give them their piece of the pie.
Yeah, come on. Let's help them out.
That's it.
Let's help them out. You know, why did we leave all those ski chalets out of it? The little guys who had their cabin in Big Bear out of it. You know? Let's let them own a piece too.
Yeah. Cool. Well, RJ, thank you so much for coming and taking your time with us and explaining all this. It's lovely, and really, like I said, it's something that I would get behind myself.
Well, thanks.
So thank you.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking
meeting
to
you,
man.
Yep.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a
How
hive.
do you know we do not understand that we do not know?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Get back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.